right.
Dude, I love
Okay,
it.
gentlemen.
I love that conversation. But guys, what you guys think on the chat? Please, we got the chat abandoned. I'm sorry, guys. We got the chat abandoned.
Sorry, guys. And if you are rolling in just now, please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. Turn those notifications on. That does help out our algorithm, and we really do appreciate it. Okay. Let's go through the chat. We got Sin Havoc in the house. Sin Havoc, what's up, buddy?
The Absolute Universe is dope. It is. It is. I just got I haven't read yet the next issue. Was it 8 with Batman with Mr. Freeze? I haven't read it yet, so I'm actually going to catch that tomorrow. Wonder Woman, she's an
alky hooked on vodka.
Oh, good. Why can't DC fans just accept Elseworlds takes in the same character?
That's the question.
Well, the
Philip, that is
why isn't WB doing it? Why isn't WB allowing Elseworld takes on these characters?
That's the question, bro. That's the question. That's been the question the whole time. You know, you got DC dropped in your lap and you don't know what to do with it. I find that mind-boggling. Why does DC or why does Warner Brothers, let me put it to you this way. Why does Warner Brothers continue to hire people that don't know anything about both sides? Both the financial and the lucrative opportunity for DC and the Elseworlds and the multiverse, and somebody who loves comics. Why are they having trouble trying to find these people? Why do they keep hiring people that just want to make money by copying somebody else? That's the problem.
But that's been the problem for years.
Because these people don't see comic book and movies they don't see it the way we see them. They see them as money-making opportunities, and they are money-making opportunities. But anybody can just hire a James Gunn or a Taika Waititi to shoot a film. I'm sorry, excuse me, to shoot a movie, not a film.
Yeah.
So why are you hiring these artists and these people that come up with these original ideas, and you don't let them execute what they want to execute, especially when there's room to do it?
I like to take it back to the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. You guys realize that the creators of those comics were involved in the production of those movies. Kevin Eastman was involved in the production of those movies. Without having those creative minds, the creators involved, do you think that film could have stood the test of time that it has 30 years later? Couldn't have happened. That's the thing that WB needs to realize. You have to have the creative minds involved in these comic books, involved in translating those stories to the big screen.
Well, also here's the thing though, like their way of thinking also is like, oh, we can't confuse the general audience because Superman this, Superman that. Listen, you can have, we've said it multiple times, you have the Elseworlds, you can have your theatrical Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, whatever. You can have your Trinity, theatrical Trinity, and you can have your streaming or comic. You can have them all together.
Costello, they can't even use that as an excuse anymore after the Flash movie. The Flash movie showed the world the multiverse. Oh. They how many different Supermen were in that movie? So it can be done. Why isn't it being done?
Ego. That's it. Dude, we could have had Batman Beyond.
Yes. With Michael Keaton.
And that's an animated movie.
Yeah.
What?
No. There were originally plans to do a Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton. And then there were also plans. Sorry, just let me finish up. There were also plans to do the Batman Beyond animated movie in the same style as Into the Spider-Verse, which would have made a killing, and WB let it go.
And I wish that I was a fly on the wall when it comes to those type of decisions, in the same room with them, because I do not understand. Marvel took every opportunity that they possibly could to do everything that they possibly could until Feige tapped himself out. He pushed it to the limit to people were like, all right, we're fucking tired now. DC didn't even get their chance to start making themselves tired and making us exhausted from it. We didn't even get that chance to be tired from it, to get the same tropes and the same this and the same that. We didn't even get that chance. When Danny was here, like I said, she brought up a very, very good point. You see the differences. It's about taking this and bringing it down to that, and then aspiring to be like something else. Those are basically the fundamental differences that I was trying to explain to people on Twitter, people on, that's the difference between Marvel and DC. Okay. You get bit by a radioactive spider, suddenly you got powers. DC, you got gods coming down. We're trying to make them fit into our world. That is the primary difference between DC, and that is why they are not the same. You cannot take DC and turn it into that type of trope. It won't work. It just won't work. And this is what we keep trying to tell people. That is the major difference. Is what Zack Snyder was doing, and this is what I wanted to explain while she was here. I didn't get a chance to say it. A lot of people keep getting this one very, very specific and very, very important detail missed, and I don't know why. Richard Donner told a 78 story film. Origin story, Daily Planet, Superman. Superman Returns tried to capitalize on that in some way, shape, or form. It didn't work, obviously. Zack Snyder was telling his Superman story as an actual story. What do I mean by that? An hour and 30 minutes, 2 hour and 20 minutes film wasn't going to be enough to tell the type of story that Zack Snyder wanted to tell. When Zack Snyder made Man of Steel, he called it. There was a reason why why Christopher Nolan called it Man of Steel. There was a reason for it, because Nolan's idea, what he wanted to tell Superman's story the same way he was telling basically Bale's story. In a sense, you know what I mean? He was right. Getting him from he was telling his entire journey, basically. Only Zack Snyder was going to do it with 5 movies. That is the difference, and that is the thing that people keep missing. Zack Snyder was giving you the story of hope and optimism, but he was telling that story from a mythological standpoint, from a point of learning, of sacrifice, of going on that journey, all the way up to the point where when you saw Man of Tomorrow, and then finally Zack Snyder's last film that he makes, Superman, and he's got the shirt open with the S on the chest, the lighter colored suit, the whole shit. That was the story that Zack was trying to tell, guys. All you had to do was pay attention. That's it. Yeah, you wanted your bright, shiny hope and optimism in 2 hours. You wanted that all in one single movie, and that's not the story that Zack was trying to tell. Zack is an artist. He's just not a regular old movie maker sitting behind a camera. He is an artist. He was trying to tell that story long form. He wanted Kal-El's story to be a journey, not just him growing up in Smallville and then going to the Daily Planet and then fighting Lex Luthor or whoever, and then that just be the story. That's the point that he was trying to make, because his last film, or his last 2 films, I guess, if Superman, if he got to get all of his films, Superman 2, Justice League, and then finally whatever, Man of Tomorrow, whatever, the last film was supposed to be of him, and they show it in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Remember when he's back from the dead, he's in the ship, and they showing all of the suits. They show a lighter colored, brighter colored suit right before he chooses the black one. That is the suit that he was going to wear finally when he reached that journey of hope and optimism. And once he is there, his last movie was going to be all about that, or last 2 movies or something like that. I can't remember, but that was the story. Go ahead.
To add that, I wouldn't be surprised that also, because remember, we already saw Jor-El with the armor. I wouldn't be surprised that Superman, when he fights Darkseid, wears the new suit, plus the armor.
Plus the
That would've
armor.
been interesting, because didn't the Injustice
That-
Superman
that-
also have like an armor as well?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that light color, that suit, when you saw him look at it right before he chose the black suit, that was the suit that everybody's talking about. That is the throwback. Obviously, it's more updated because it's it's Zack Snyder, so it's a Kryptonian suit, but it's still that brighter color, it's still that brighter S and all that other kind of stuff. That was the point, guys. That's what storytelling is about. I get it. Some of y'all can't wait and y'all gotta have everything just headed to you up front, easy, and you're out. We don't like stuff like that. We like stories to unfold. We like stories to be told.
Check this
Lord
out.
of the Rings style.